equal participation in the society. In the past 22 years, CURE has done a lot. We've reviewed over 200,000 cases. We've done over 42,000 surgeries, like the one you've seen in the ward today. We have given the assistive devices that you saw over 20,000. And we have done physiotherapy to hundreds of thousands of children using the technologies that you've seen today. And we continue with this work so that we can be able to have a better Kenya going forward. The task of ensuring equal and full participation of persons with disabilities can sometimes seem like a very hard task. And I know you saw some of the conditions in the world today, and I'm sure a few thoughts ran into your mind. These needs are extensive and diverse. There is need for mobilization of children, even at homes, from the grassroots, a need to subsidize the cost of surgeries, rehabilitation devices for those who cannot afford. There is need to do advocacy and work on changing perceptions on matters of disability. The person who puts this very well is my good friend, Honorable Sangok, and I know when he speaks to us, he'll be able to bring this out, because the need out there is huge. You go to West Pokot and many other counties, and we're surprised to see 17-year-olds, to see young adults who have traveled. That should not happen in our society. And we can only achieve change, we can only drive change through partnerships. And I think earlier on, I gave the example of West Pokot County. The governor is likely to be joining us, he's one of our guests today. But he's a good example of partnerships that we seek to achieve out there with other counties. Your Excellency, CURE has immensely been blessed with partners who believe in the work the hospital does. And it's through these partnerships that we celebrate yet another step towards increased success today, through our partnership with your office, the Embassy of Japan, Smile Train, and others. Ladies and gentlemen, earlier on we launched the ICU, a 4-bed ICU and 15 beds in the ward. And this 4-bed ICU is equipped with state-of-the-art equipment, like we saw, necessary for the efficient provision of quality ICU services to children with disabilities, while also helping in expanding the scope of the surgical procedures offered at CURE. This facility was funded, again, I repeat, by Smile Train, a partnership that allows us to transform the lives of more than 200 children born with cleft lip and palate every single year. Esther and your team, we are very grateful and we say thank you. Your Excellency, the 15-bed ward has been constructed with funding from the Embassy of Japan. And that would not have happened if the government did not push for good cooperation and relationship with our partners internationally. This ward was equipped with 15 beds, which are a gift from you as the Deputy President. And Your Excellency, for that reason, we are more than grateful on behalf of the thousands of children who will sleep on those beds. Many of them, you might never get to make them, but be sure that they will forever pray for you and thank God for you that you are able to contribute in the care that they continue to receive. So thank you for your generosity, and we say again a big thank you. This year's theme for the National Day for Persons with Disabilities is Building Back Better toward a disability-inclusive, accessible, and sustainable post-COVID-19 world. CURE, like the rest of the world, has experienced COVID through, this difficult season. The pandemic has forced us to go back to the drawing board, to rethink and remodel some of the ways in which we have worked. And through the pandemic, Cure has come up with more ways to, to reach more patients, to think of how best we can reach patients through telemedicine. We've looked at remodeling our patient surgery, scheduling process, and many other things that we've done. And during this time, we've also signed more MOUs with the county government so that we can be able to reach out more patients. Your Excellency, we do acknowledge and appreciate the much the government has been able to do for persons with disability. And my good friend, who is a very good friend to this organization, has been a great champion in promoting the rights and well-being of persons with disabilities in this country. I think that is something we all know. And during his term as the chair for the National Council, and now in his current capacity in the National Assembly representing persons with disabilities, a lot has been achieved. Thank you for trusting me with that responsibility. Your Excellency, there is still a lot that needs to be done by all of us together, especially government, to meet the endless needs for persons with disabilities in this country. Nearly every day as we go around the country mobilizing children with disabilities, we see such situations, we see such stories that drive us to tears. We all have to do something, not because it's a matter of justice for these people or these children, but driven by the need to invest on a common future as a country. Your Excellency, disability inclusion is central to the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development Goal that, is to leave no one behind. And people with disabilities are among the most excluded persons in our society, and they get it very hard during crisis, and this has been confirmed during COVID. We went to West Pokot and we were giving wheelchairs, and we came across a mother who was crawling and it was raining in the streets. So we were afraid of sanitizing, afraid of masks. She did not care. And that is the situation. That is the situation on the ground. That the things that are a concern to us, they are probably not a concern to them because they still have very basic things that have to be sorted out. Her life was changed simply by a wheelchair that we gave. Because now she could be able to sanitize. She was crawling before, she stopped crawling, and her life was changed. And unless we do this, Your Excellency, the change that we want to see in this country will not be achieved. So we have a responsibility for all of us, again, to pull together. These people, and you talk to Honorable Sangoka, and he will tell you, we cannot talk about education, we cannot talk about employment, we cannot talk about participation in the society unless the healthcare bit is first taken care of. Your Excellency, healthcare is key, of course, to all of us, but especially to persons with disabilities, and without it, we almost stop discussing those other issues. It is the key that opens many doors for these children, and we are excited about the universal health coverage that will be launched soon, and our wish is that this special group of fellow citizens and great Kenyans is prioritized in UHC. As we continue to strive to do more, Your Excellency, we encourage ourselves by looking back at those paths that have crossed ours in the course of years of being in operation. Among us today, and you saw that earlier, are some of the care beneficiaries who've already received life-transforming surgeries that have allowed them to live as near normal lives as possible. Through them, we can get a glimpse of what the future holds when accessibility is provided and inequalities are reduced. They provide to us an encouragement to continue in our mission as an hospital and an organization in our quest to seek more meaningful partnerships that will continue to help reduce inequalities and make the future more disability inclusive. Earlier on, you met Livingstone, who is our staff, is our key mobilizer of patients out there. We met Livingstone in '98. The surgeon who was part of doing the surgeries here, Dr. Deuri. And he will tell you, if that surgery was not done, Livingstone would probably have died less than 5 years from that date. Today, he's a family. Today, he's working. Today, he's doing what I can do. Now, that is what we are talking about. And Your Excellency, we have a big dream as an organization, and we believe that no child born with correctable disability should celebrate their second birthday without correction. That is a big dream. But with great partnerships, and especially with government in that conversation, that is achievable. We have seen deliberate effort by government through UHC and other means to be able to push that agenda. And we want to confirm and tell you that we are right behind that agenda. We want to be part of that conversation to change lives. So with those many words, I want to say thank you. Thank you very much for honoring your promise that you made in 2018 to come and join us in this special day as we celebrate. So asante sana, and may God bless you. We will switch gears a bit and just hear from one of the testimonials that we have for today. So we have George Murigi. Yes, so George, come tell us your story. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. Morning. I suppose I'm taller than most of you, so you wouldn't mind if I stand here. I'm George Muringi. Most important thing, I'm born again. When I was son. Yes, I'm born again, and I thank the Lord. I'm a bit tense. Okay. So, my history with Cure dates back 22 years ago. I'm among the pioneering group that opened. My number, for that matter, is number 947. I support, at this point, could be number 40,000, 50 and beyond. So, mimi ni alumnus, whereas sana. And I am glad. I'm a student at Egerton University, third year. It's an honor to be seated in the council of many doctors. I'm an upcoming economist, praise the Lord, and I am glad. I want to say something that is pictured, or rather embodied, in the book of Acts, chapter 10, verse 38. Paul gives us an example of Christ Jesus, and he says that what Jesus went about doing, he went about doing good. Tuko pamoja? He went about doing good. And then he continues to lay an emphasis in Galatians 6, verse 9. And he says that let us not grow weary of doing good, because we shall reap in due season. I just want to encourage the doctors here and the Cure team. Do not grow weary of doing good. This is an exact representation of the good you are doing. Praise the Lord. And in due season, you will definitely and absolutely reap the fruits of what you're doing. I remember when I came here, those years, there was a doctor called Dr. Brantford. We used to have a lot of fights because, you know, I'm young and I'm afraid of the needles. And then when I got to around 8 years, came in Dr. Mbogwa. Then Dr. Mbogwa was very harsh on me. I'm glad for that. So I remember one time in 2013, we had a fight with him because I didn't want to leave behind my calipers. And he told me, now, George, from today you won't wear those things anymore. I tried to negotiate. Sijui kama unajua vile mtoto ana negotiate na baba when things are completely out of control. And then he tells me, from today you forget those things. And I'm glad that he did that, because I'm where I am now. I'm a more responsible person, and I thank the Lord. Back then, I wouldn't go 3 months without breaking my leg. Now it's 8 years and counting. Praise the Lord. I want to say one more thing as maybe I wind up. We are talking about building back stronger. How shall we build back stronger? It is only going to be possible if we are part of that discussion, like the doctor said before me. We must be part of that discussion so that we can spearhead the various changes and the desires that as persons with disabilities we have. And we can also bring to the table the various skills and the knowledge that we have that can be helpful in changing this nation. Bwana asifiwe sana. Ama ni uongo? If you hear me lie, you can confirm, please. Not confirm the lie. Bwana asifiwe sana. One man said, that man is Roy T. Bennett. Be the reason someone smiles. Be the reason someone feels loved and believes in the goodness in people. Cure International have been that reason. The reason why many of us have a smile on our faces. The reason why many of us can see the goodness in people. If you participate in discussions where persons with disability are, you are going to realize there's a lot of hatred and a lot of bitterness. Am I lying? I am not lying, because I'm one of them, so I can confirm. But through this hospital, the life-transforming events and experiences, at least you get to see another perspective of people, and you're transformed. Bwana asifiwe sana. And I am glad, and I really bless the Lord for the work that you guys have been doing. The only thing I can say to you, as a hospital, as a fraternity, as the support group, and the people who fund this event, is the words of Paul in the book of Acts. I'm sorry to you, today you are going to hear quite a number of Bible citations and quotations. The book of Acts chapter 20, verse 32. Paul says, "Now I commend you to God and to the word of his grace, which is able to build you up and to give you an inheritance among them that are being sanctified." So that is the only thing I can commend you to. I got to know the Lord when I was in this hospital, so that's why I'm proud of that. Your Excellency, we are mandating you to fight our battles. And I love one of our very own, Professor PLO. He says that you cannot fight a mosquito with a hammer. So this battle does not need a hammer. It just needs the right people and the right knowledge. And even as we, which I believe is going to happen, support you in your bid for the future plans that you have for this nation, we believe that you're going to be our pioneer, and you're going to be our chief campaign manager, so that we ensure we attain the highest level of inclusivity attainable possible in this nation. We want to be part of those discussions, and we want to spearhead, not just be a part of it. Allow me to quote one more person, and this person is called Patrice Lumumba. We know him. He says, "African unity and solidarity are no longer dreams." He says, they must be expressed in decisions. So even as we desire to make a step, to put a mark, like Cure International have done, then that mark will only be expressed in a decision. In the same way that for an African country, if the desire is, to progress economically and, increase stability and so on, the only way that thing is going to be seen is in the decisions that are going to be made. So I support any desire that is out there. And I call upon every stakeholder that let us come in and join the table so that we fight and we give strength, we empower persons with disability. Mwenyezi Mungu awabariki sana.
Asante sana George, na kwa mambo yako yote ambayo umeweza kusema. Ninaamini kwamba kwa sababu leo ni siku ile ya watu wenye vipawa tofauti, people with disabilities, they are abled differently. We value you and we thank God for you. Your Excellency, I know these testimonies also just go a long way in showing that we value this day, because then it is meant for them. That is why we are giving them an opportunity. I hope that as I call the second person, you will take a shorter time so that we are able to listen to as many as we can be able to listen to. And I know that on our program, we have a place for the church. We still have that bit, so we will give you an opportunity just after Teresia Wanjiru. So now we have one who had calipers fixed. We want to see one whose mouth was fixed as well. So I want to welcome Teresia Wanjiru, Mama Nancy. Tafadhali kuja, mpigieni makofi wanapokuja mbele. Asante sana. Praise God. Amen. I'm very happy to be here. Yeah, and I'm very humble to God for this chance and this opportunity. I can't take it for granted because this hospital and these people, they are so important in my life. They changed the smile of my baby. I was so down, I was so disappointed, I was hopeless. Because I gave birth in Naivasha District Hospital and wakaniambia I come to Kijabe, ni book. When I came, I was supposed to go that side, but something happened. I came in Cure side and they helped me. Receptionist, I love them so much. Wanakuanga watu friendly. They love people. So, thank you. So, nikawaambia and they told me like, my baby that time alikuwa 2 weeks. Wakaniambia the baby was 2 years. Pengine afanywe hiyo surgery akiwa from 3 months amefikisha 5 kg. I was hopeful, but at sometimes nilikuwa naona kama that time will not come. When it was about to come, alikuwa akuje July. When I called, corona ilikuwa ishafika and I was told that mpaka next year mwezi wa 3. I cried kwa sababu I was hopeless. Nikaona like that chance is gone. But I kept on. Nilikuwa na wasumbua, sijui kama najua ni mimi. But when that chance came again before the end of this year, wakanipigia simu. I don't know what I did kwa sababu hata my neighbor walishangaa. But I came on time and the day to sign for the surgery sikukuwa na mimi kwa sababu wakaniambia hapana. But to me nilikuwa hopeless, juu wangeniambia nilipe singepata anything. kukutuserve huko kwa wards. They were so caring. Yani mpaka wanakuja wanauliza if mna anything. And not forgetting how kitu melipa. So that thing ikaniguza, and since I had nothing much to give as a appreciation, I just take this chance nikakuja leo, and I just want to tell them thank you kwa sababu singeweza kuwapata niwaambie hata. Mimi nawaambia tu asante kwa sababu if it's paying you siezi, for changing the life of my child. She can smile well. Nikimwangalia tu hivyo nakumbuka kiwa. So yangu si mingi, lakini I just pray that God will bless you abundantly and you'll have more strength to serve more people. May God bless you.
Asante sana. Tunashukuru kwamba we can restore a smile. And sometimes in the village, when you give birth to a child with a disability, people don't understand. And you don't even know whether they can visit. But we are truly grateful that we can be part of this team that changes life. And I just want to recognize that vile amesema kwamba hakulipa chochote, it means someone paid. It means someone paid. So I just want to call the director for Smile Train, the regional director, Dr. Esther, so that she tells us how she has been able to partner with us just to make sure that we transform lives by ensuring that everybody smiles and smiles well. Karibu Daktari.
Good morning, everyone. I am here to represent Dr. Esther. Dr. Esther, you can wave. I'm part of the Smile Train team, and we are very, very excited to be here. So His Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, the Presiding Bishop, Reverend Mulwa Abraham, Honorable Sankok, the political class, board members of the hospital, Chief Program Officer of Cure International, Peter Chalo, Executive Director of Cure Kenya, Abed Kilonzi, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Good morning. It is such a pleasure to meet you again, His Excellency. The last time was during the Shining Lights dinner that Cure had invited us when celebrating the 20-year anniversary. And your presence here today is an affirmation of your commitment to see access to quality healthcare reaching the local communities. So thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, since 2006, Smile Train and AIC Cure have enjoyed a strong relationship of ensuring that patients from all corners of this country receive free quality cleft treatment all year round. This partnership has seen over 2,500 treated patients of cleft lip and palates, and some of these patients have even gone on to receive free cleft speech therapy. And it gives me so much pleasure to see or to hear stories like that one of Mama Nancy here, because for every patient, every story is different. And every time we hear their testimonial, it's just a testament of the work that we are doing, and it really gives meaning to what we do. So we are really excited to officially open doors to this state-of-the-art intensive care unit, which is a welcome relief as the country is going through a shortage of ICU beds. This dire situation has been exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic, and as healthcare workers continue to fight on the front lines, we have had to intensify our support. Smile Train has provided our health heroes with personal protective equipment, hand washing facilities, and medical equipment to enable them to dispense their duties more efficiently. In honor of our health heroes who have succumbed to the deadly pandemic, I ask all of us to have a moment of silence for a few seconds. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate World Disability Day today, we recognize the burden of cleft continues to weigh heavily on the last mile patients for whom access to safe quality surgery is still a mirage. They not only experience difficulty in breathing, eating, speaking, or hearing, some even lose their lives before their first birthday because of malnutrition. And society always judges people at face value. And so growing up with a cleft greatly affects the confidence of the patient, who endures ridicule, isolation, and bullying. Yet in Kenya, Smile Train has partnered with 21 hospitals to transform their lives and enable them to thrive, including AIC Cure Hospital. Allow me to share a story of one of our patients called Chalmis Muthani. Chalmis is a brilliant technology engineer, and Chalmis grew up with a cleft lip and palate, enduring bullying and isolation when she went to school. At age 12, Chalmis was able to receive cleft surgery, and Smile Train continued to help empower her with speech therapy to help her articulate herself more effectively. Chalmis is a beautiful 26-year-old innovator who engineered an app called Sign.io, which is a pair of gloves that can help in translating sign language. Her team's innovation won her a ticket to study at the Royal Academy of Engineering in the UK. Chalmis is one of the many talented young people who are contributing to the economy, living normal, happy, healthy lives. Do you have a Chalmis hidden in your home? Please bring her forward, or if you know anyone who is suffering from a cleft, they don't have to suffer unnecessarily. Please reach out to us and we will provide the much needed care that they need. Distinguished guests, access to quality healthcare is a human right. If we are to truly achieve universal health coverage, we need to work together to ensure that persons abled differently are also provided with quality treatment. It is not enough to develop policies, but we must make the bold step to walk the talk. In 2019, all of us made a commitment to keep the promise for all patients. I would like to make a passionate appeal to all our leaders to keep the promise of ensuring that all patients, regardless of their socio-economic backgrounds, accesses quality surgery. One such way is to ensure guaranteed inclusion of cleft care in the National Health Insurance Fund. Smile Train believes in providing holistic care to the patient, going beyond surgery to provide nutrition therapy, which is normally mainly needed before surgery, speech therapy, especially for the patients with a cleft palate, psychosocial support, and orthodontics where it's needed. We advance a sustainable solution and scalable growth model for cleft treatment, drastically improving children's lives. So we work in empowering the local medical professionals and the local medical hospitals with funding support and training so that they can offer this treatment in their own communities. As I conclude, we thank the various counties that have heeded our call to work with us. In November, actually just a couple of weeks ago, we handed over a newly refurbished plastic and maxillofacial theater at the Nyeri County Referral Hospital, so that cleft patients no longer have to wait for long to get surgery by using the general surgery wing. We also have upcoming projects with a couple of other county referral hospitals, and we look forward to having you partner with us. I once again thank the team at AIC Cure for their outstanding support in transforming cleft patients who will have a brighter outlook towards life. It is our hope that every patient who walks through the corridors of this hospital will feel safe and well catered to as they continue their recovery journey. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So that forms part of advocacy, where we are saying if you see or you know anyone with a cleft palate or a lip, please contact us and we will be able to take care of them. At this point in time, I want us just now to listen to representatives, either they are MCAs or they are representatives in their various capacities, to just speak to us about disability, because today is a very important day. So we also want to ensure that we include them in this. And I want to call Honorable Muthoni Kihara, MCA, just to make a few remarks.
Your Excellency, Sir, Honorable Dr. William Samoei Ruto. I'm from Nakuru. I wish to just congratulate CARE for the work that they have done towards persons with disabilities. Yetu ni kukushukuru, Your Excellency, kwa sababu ya kuwa ukisimama nasi. Umekuwa ukitupenda na ukitufanyia mambo makuu kama walemavu. 6.5 million persons with disabilities. Tunajua umetupenda na umetufanyia kazi kubwa sana. Nataka kukushukuru kwa sababu tuna mmoja wetu ambaye amekuwa akijitolea sana, Mheshimiwa Sankok wa brother. Tunampenda kwa sababu kazi yake anatuamsha, anatuambia walemavu, mmekumbuka kuangalia walemavu ni wangapi, wamesaidika na njia gani, wamepata assistive devices, wamepata nini. Na hayo yote tunashukuru kwa sababu hata National Council imezidi kutuinua kwa njia moja na nyingine. Tunakushukuru kwa sababu hata Abel Mireri ameshikilia hii institution. Ilikuwa imeanza kama department na saa hii tumeona ni hospitali ambayo inatibu watu wetu, inarekebisha watu wetu. Tunajua utakuja kuchukua serikali wakati ya 2022. Tunaombi kama walemavu kwa kazi ambayo amefanya hapa, umkumbuke ukiingia, kwa sababu mimi najua utaingia. Hata yeye ukimpa tu kiti ya PS tu, wakati huo ukifika, tutashukuru sana, Your Excellency sana. Jambo ingine, unajua sisi watu ya siasa lazima tuongee siasa. Tunaona hii BBI, sisi hatukuachwa hata tuweke ati assistive devices tuwe tukilipiwa na NHIF. Tungependa hii kitu bado haijakamilika. Na kama venye uliongea jana, nilifurahia sana. Jana uliunda roho yangu nikasikia kweli bado unatupenda na unatujali kama Wakenya. Tutasimama na wewe kabisa. Walemavu watasimama na wewe. Na zaidi tukuombee kwake Mwenyezi Mungu kwa sababu anatujua na anatusikiza kama walemavu. Yale umesema twazidi kukuombea yatimie. Na kwa sababu sisi wote hatuwezi kuja kwako, tuko na msimamizi wetu ambaye ni Honorable Sankok. Yenye mtajadiliana atuambie hiyo ndio tutafanya, na tunakuhakikishia kama walemavu hivyo ndio tutafanya. Sisi tunajua mahali umetutoa na mahali unatuelekeza. Kama kuna hustlers Kenya hii, walemavu ndio hustlers wa kwanza. Kwa sababu upate mtu kama mimi niambiwe ati sasa ni kwenda sokoni. Kitambo hata hiyo kazi hiyo ya chini kabisa, nichukue mkogojo yangu niende sokoni kuuza nipange. Huu mwenye ako na miguu atafanya haraka, mwenye ako na mikono atafanya haraka, na atakuwa huko na atauza kabla hata sijauza. Alafu kitu ingine tunataka wenye ambao wenzetu hearing impaired wawe na rebo wakitembea kwa barabara, sio mtu tu kuona ati ni mtu anapita. Tunahitaji pia wawe recognized, na pia wawe na jambo ambaye mtu akitembea hawezi kuona ni mtu tu, kwa sababu atamrecognize, atajua, atampa heshima ambayo iko kwa constitution ya Kenya. Article 54 sisi tukiwa walemavu haijakamilishwa, haijakuwa implemented, tukasikia ati hiyo katiba imefanywa kazi kulingana na venye tungehitaji. Kwa hivyo sisi kama walemavu tunaona bado kuna gaps nyingi sana. Na kwa sababu ninajua kuna wengine wataongea nyuma yangu, Your Excellency sir, bado tunaangalia dream yako ifike. God bless you so much. Na Mungu azidi kuwainua. Asanteni.
Asante sana Honorable Kihara kwa maneno yako. Najua kwamba yamesikizwa na Mungu ataweka